All right. So, congratulations for making it this far. You have effectively now brushed up on your Solidity skills or learned about Solidity for the first time, learned the fundamentals for blockchain, for DApplications, and actually built multiple smart contracts out, albeit in the IDE, right? So, we already had that all set up for us in the environment. It's not the real deal. It's not going to really push us to get familiar of what it would be like to work in a professional environment under the clock, having to actually depend on a team environment, depend on dependencies. So in this section, now comes the real. This is where the fireworks begin, all right? This is where we got to put in the work. We're going to actually build everything from scratch using our own text editors. So we are not going to be using IDEs. We are going to build our own DApplication, a digital bank, from scratch. Okay, so we're going to be building all the smart contracts. Well, before that, we're going to be actually bringing in the dependencies. So we're going to use something called npm, and we're going to show you what that is. If you've never used that before, we're going to be running things on our terminal. So you're going to learn about working with your text editor for coding, working with the terminal, working with doing tests. So we're going to be doing tests of things. And it's okay if you don't know what any of these things mean yet, or you've never done these things. I'm going to treat it like you've never done it before, and we're going to build out an entire project together, and we're going to apply best practices, all right? We're going to be using React, and React essentially is one of the most popular frameworks for JavaScript. That's awesome. I love React. And what React allows us to do, it allows us to basically create much more efficient, efficiently run applications with JavaScript. And we're going to see how that works together. So we're going to be using and learning how to use one of the coolest and best applications out there in the world for building applications. So we're going to be using React, which works off of JavaScript, and JSX, which is a combination of HTML. We're going to be using Web3, which is a framework which is going to actually allow us to interact with MetaMask. We're going to learn about what MetaMask is and hooking that up to our browser. So we're going to be interacting with accounts, like real accounts on our MetaMask, okay? Well, we're not going to actually be using our actual accounts or real money because we don't want to use real money here. We're going to do everything with fake Ether on a test network, but we're still going to have to create our own test network blockchain setup, and we're going to do that with Ganache. And Ganache, I'm going to show you what that is as well. So there's a lot going on here, but by the end, what I can promise you is that if you follow me step by step, okay, through this section, by the end of this section, we are going to have an application developed that we can where customers can come to this application, okay, and they can stake, they can deposit their tokens, deposit their money into this application, and then we can reward them for doing that into our decentralized bank. So we're going to create a yield farming application. We're going to do it with the best, most modern technologies and tools available, and I'm going to explain everything step by step to give you a taste of how this would be done in a professional environment. All right? Okay, so this is exciting. It's cool. It's fun. And there's a lot of work there, so take your time. Don't worry if the concepts are a little bit overwhelming, if you're not sure about things. If you want to go back before you start this and keep working on your Solidity, then go ahead and do that. But, you get to a point where you don't have to know everything about everything. If you have the basics down and you feel good, then I encourage you to just keep going forward. You'll forget things, and then you'll come back to them. We're going to go back to them over and over and over, and the more you do it, the better, the more it's just going to make sense, and that's just how you become better with programming in general. All right? Okay, so that's it. I'm done with the talking. We're going to start with the coding and the building, the architecture, all that awesome stuff. So I'm very excited to get started with you. Let's get going. See you in the next video.